In the small, tight-knit community where every face was familiar and every neighbor a friend, the unexpected arrival of a new family stirred waves of curiosity and excitement. Among the newcomers was a boy, of the age of 7, with a curious gaze and a quiet demeanor, moving in just next door to a lively and spirited girl of the same age named Isabella. With untamable curls and boundless energy, Isabella watched with keen interest as the moving truck unloaded. Her curiosity got the better of her, and she found herself wandering over under the pretense of offering a helping hand but with the hope of meeting someone new to share her adventures with. There, among boxes and furniture, she first laid eyes on Eric, the boy who would become her closest confidant. Their friendship sparked over shared toys and whispered secrets in the backyard, growing as steadily as they did. They were inseparable, a common sight in the neighborhood, two kids, one with a head full of curls and the other with a thoughtful frown, always together, always in the midst of some grand adventure conjured from their imaginations. Childhood adventures. Their days were filled with the kind of adventures that only children can find in the mundane, exploring the woods at the edge of town, where they imagined themselves as explorers in a vast, uncharted land, building forts and castles from old boxes, defending their realms from mythical beasts and villains, and lying on the grass under the starlit sky, making wishes on shooting stars and dreaming of the future. Isabella and Eric's friendship was a beacon of joy and innocence and a bond formed not just of shared experiences but of mutual understanding and respect. Eric's calm and thoughtful nature balanced Isabella's impulsive and vibrant spirit, creating a harmony that seemed to defy the usual trials of childhood friendships. Though seemingly trivial to the adults around them, their adventures were the foundation of a deep and enduring friendship. They learned the values of trust, loyalty, and the sheer power of having someone who believed in you unconditionally. School days. As they grew older, school became a new arena for their friendship to navigate. The challenges were different: homework, tests, and the complex social hierarchies of school life, but their commitment to each other remained unwavering. Eric, more reserved, excelled academically, often helping Isabella with her studies, a testament to their mutual support and respect. They faced school trials together, from the anxiety of exams to the heartache of childhood crushes, always there to offer a shoulder to lean on or a word of encouragement. Their friendship, tested and strengthened by these experiences, became a source of comfort and assurance, a constant in the ever-changing landscape of their young lives. Through every triumph and setback, their friendship was their anchor, a reminder that no matter the challenges life faced, they would face them together. This unwavering bond would be tested in ways they could never have imagined as the future unfolded with twists and turns. The promise. On the cusp of adolescence, the world seemed larger, filled with endless possibilities and looming separations. High school graduation approached a milestone that marked both an achievement and the onset of inevitable changes. Isabella and Eric, ever aware of the shifting sands beneath their feet, found solace in the continuity of their friendship. During one of their twilight meetings, under the ancient oak tree that had witnessed the evolution of their bond, they made a promise, a vow to remain a part of each other's lives, no matter the distance or the silence that might stretch between them. This promise was not made lightly. It was a declaration, a beacon to guide them through the uncertainties of the future. They understood, perhaps with a wisdom beyond their years, that the paths they were about to embark on might diverge, leading them to different corners of the world. But in this promise, they found a rope, a connection that would endure the tests of time and space. Farewell. They arrived with a swift and unyielding finality on the day of Eric's departure for Japan. The adventure he had longed for was at his doorstep, yet the excitement was tinged with a bittersweet melancholy. The farewells were heartfelt, laden with unspoken fears and whispered hopes. Isabella and Eric stood at the threshold of a new chapter, their eyes gleaming with unshed tears, their hands clasped in a silent pledge. As Eric's figure receded in the distance, Isabella felt a pang of loss, a void where once there was the constant presence of her friend. She clung to their promise, a lifeline in the swirling currents of change. The days that followed were a testament to the strength of their bond as they navigated the complexities of maintaining a friendship across continents. Letters, calls, and the occasional gift bridged the gap between them, each a reminder of the enduring nature of their connection. Life apart. The rhythm of life without Eric was a melody Isabella had to learn anew. The letters they exchanged were not just words on paper, they were windows to their souls, a way to share the mundane and the monumental. Isabella found herself drawn to the places that held the echoes of their laughter, the shadows of their past adventures. These were her sanctuaries, spaces where she could feel the presence of her friend despite the miles that separated them. She poured her energy into her studies, new friendships, and discovering the person she was becoming. Yet, in the quiet moments before sleep claimed her, she allowed herself to dream of the day they would be reunited, of the stories they would share. Each chapter would delve deeper into the complexities of human emotion, the resilience of the human spirit, and the indomitable power of friendship. The story would weave through the soul's darkest nights and into the light of hope, exploring themes of loss, grief, healing, and the miraculous twists of fate. Through each trial and triumph, Isabella and Eric's story would be a testament to the idea that true friendship, once forged, is a force as immutable as time itself, capable of transcending the greatest distances and surviving the most harrowing storms. The tragic news? The day the news broke was ordinary in every way until it wasn't. Isabella's world came to a shuddering halt with the ring of a phone, a call that delivered the kind of news that etches itself into memory with cruel precision. Eric's flight to Japan had gone down, with no survivors reported. The words were a foreign language that Isabella's heart refused to understand. Denial was her first refuge, a shield against the piercing reality of loss. But as the truth settled in, like a heavy stone in her chest, denial gave way to a profound, engulfing grief. Isabella's days and nights merged into a blur of sorrow and disbelief. Eric, her constant, her confidant, gone in a heartbeat. The future they had imagined and the promises they had made shattered against the tragedy's unforgiving reality. Descent into despair. Grief is a landscape with no map, a journey through darkness without end. Isabella found herself lost in this terrain, each day a struggle to face without the presence of her friend. Her heart was a repository of unspent words and unshared moments, a well of pain that seemed but Ericless. The world moved around her, indifferent to the void Eric's absence had created. Friends and family offered words of comfort, but their voices were distant, muffled by the cacophony of Isabella's inner turmoil. She retreated into herself, a shell of the vibrant girl she once was. Her parents, watching their daughter fade before their eyes, felt a helplessness that was its form of despair. They sought help, but the path to healing was one that Isabella had to walk herself, and she was not yet ready to take the first step. Hospitalization. It was a step taken with heavy hearts, a surrender to the reality that Isabella's grief had grown into something far more complex, a beast that threatened to consume her from within. The hospital was a place of stark whites and muted silences, but it was also where Isabella encountered the first glimmers of light in the abyss. Therapy sessions initially resisted became the outlets for her pain, spaces where she could unravel the tight-knit sorrow that had bound her heart. Art therapy, in particular, offered a surprising solace. Isabella discovered a language beyond words, a way to express the inexpressible. Her creations were windows to her soul, landscapes of her grief, her love for Eric, and the memories they shared. Slowly, creating became a bridge back to the world, a way to reconnect with the parts of herself lost in the shadow of loss. Through these small, tentative steps, Isabella began to navigate the long road to recovery. It was not a journey back to who she was before the tragedy, that version of herself was forever altered. Instead, it was a journey toward someone new, someone who had weathered the storm and survived. This segment of the story delves into the heart of Isabella's struggle with loss and the beginnings of her journey toward healing. As we continue through the chapters, the narrative explores the themes of resilience, the power of friendship even in absence, and the surprising turns life can take. Each chapter would build upon the last, leaving a tale of hope reborn from the depths of despair, leading to the miraculous reunion with Eric and realizing that their bond, tested by the most extreme of circumstances, remains unbroken. A new dawn. Emerging from despair, Isabella began to see the world through a new lens. Her time in the hospital, coupled with therapy, she had given her tools to manage her grief. She returned home with a fragile hope, determined to honor Eric's memory by living fully, just as he would have wanted. She resumed school, her art, and even began volunteering, finding solace in helping others. Echoes of the past. As Isabella rebuilt her life, Eric's presence felt both distant and near. She began a journal, filling its pages with letters to Eric, recounting her days and expressing the thoughts that haunted her nights. It was a therapeutic ritual, one that kept their connection alive. The turning point. One ordinary day, marked by an extraordinary twist of fate, changed everything. Sitting in their favorite bistro, lost in thought, Isabella's heart skipped a beat at a voice calling her name, a voice that belonged to a past long mourned. She turned, and there, as if conjured from her deepest wishes, stood Eric, alive, his eyes reflecting the journey he had endured. Unbelievable reunion. The reunion was a mix of disbelief, tears, and laughter. Eric shared his incredible tale of survival, of the crash, and the year lost, fighting for life in the wilderness. His story was a testament to the human spirit's resilience, a narrative that perfectly intertwined with Isabella's healing journey. They spent hours talking, bridging the gap that time and trauma had created between them. A story retold. The news of Eric's miraculous return and survival captured the heart of the nation. Media swarmed, seeking to tell the tale of the boy who came back from the dead. Isabella and Eric found themselves at the center of a storm, but this time, they faced it together, their bond a shield against the whirlwind of attention. Healing in togetherness. Eric attended therapy, grappling with the trauma of his ordeal, while Isabella continued to work through the layers of grief and guilt that had accumulated during his absence. Together, they found strength and understanding, their friendship deepening in ways they had never imagined. Adventure anew. Resolved to confront and overcome the shadows of their past, Isabella and Eric embarked on a journey to Japan. It was a trip that symbolized closure and new beginnings, a chance to face the sight of Eric's ordeal together and to lay to rest the ghosts that haunted them. Full circle. Their visit to the crash site was a poignant moment, a tribute to those lost and to Eric's year of survival. Standing amidst the whispers of the past, they found a profound sense of peace. The experience was a cathartic release, allowing them to embrace their future with open hearts. New horizons. Returning home, Isabella and Eric found their relationship transformed. No longer just friends, they had become each other's anchor, partners in a journey that had tested and affirmed the depth of their bond. They began to dream of a future together, envisioning a path filled with shared adventures and challenges. Building together. Inspired by their experiences, Isabella and Eric decided to start a project that combined their passions and the lessons they had learned. They launched a nonprofit organization focused on supporting survivors of trauma, channeling their energies into helping others find hope and healing. Legacy of love. As their project grew, so did their love for each other. What began as a childhood friendship had blossomed into a profound partnership rooted in shared history and mutual respect. They became a testament to the power of connection, to the indomitable spirit of the human heart. The journey continues. Through ups and downs, triumphs, and trials, Isabella and Eric navigated life's complexities together. Their organization touched the lives of many, their story a beacon of hope for those lost in despair. They married, built a family, and continued to honor the promise made under the ancient oak tree, a pledge of eternal friendship and unwavering support. Full circle. In the twilight of their years, Isabella and Eric returned to the oak tree, now gnarled and majestic with time. They reflected on the journey that had brought them full circle, from childhood friends to soulmates. The tree, a silent witness to their vows, symbolized their enduring love and the legacy they had built together. Their story, a tapestry woven from threads of loss, love, and resilience, was a testament to the belief that even in the darkest moments, there is light. A promise made in youth fulfilled through a lifetime became their greatest gift to each other and the world. This narrative arc brings Isabella and Eric's story to a satisfying conclusion, exploring themes of healing, hope, and the enduring power of human connection. It's a tale that resonates with the truth that the seed of a new beginning is within every ending.